Hey everybody, so Tara Porter here, and I've been getting a lot of questions about how I use Evernote as a coach. Those of you who know me know that I was Asana's #1 advocate for using Asana for coaching. But just recently I switched over to Evernote, and I am amazed by how much things have really taken off for me. I find that I'm far more on top of my tasks. I find that I am much more in touch with my contacts and really helping people out, and you'll see why in just a second. So I thought I'd walk you through how I set up Evernote. There are 8 folders that I recommend setting up. Active contacts, this is where you have all the people that you are in touch with. My daily to-do list, product links, challenge group invites, calls and training, team leaps and bounds templates, and challenge groups. I'm going to go into detail on those right now. So first of all is the active contacts folder. This is where I have everyone with whom I am in contact with. I'm going to use this one as just an example. So this is me, obviously, but and I made up a last name. I don't know why. So I put the picture in. I do like a screenshot from Facebook, or if I can right click on their profile picture and copy it, I put it in here. Makes it more personal for me, where I can really see the face. As soon as I figure out their why, I type in their why. I also put in some notes that I might really want to know. It might be something like they're allergic to Shakeology, or they're not interested right now for coaching. I also write down the videos that I've shown them, because before I was finding that I was sending people like, hey, check out 21 Day Fix, and forgot that I sent it months before. This is a great way to have it right at a glance. Also, the kinds of invites that I've sent them. And these are titles based on templates that I have in another folder. And also I copy and paste in results pictures or statuses and stats and things like that. So I have all of that right in there at the touch of a button. Now I could add tags. So let's say I did this person, is interested in the 21 Day Fix. I can do 21 Day Fix. Another thing that I like to do is I like to type in priority. Now, I just do this so that if I follow up with someone, I know that this is like the most important thing in the list. It might be someone really interested in coaching. However, I have another system to make sure I really don't miss anything with that. Then what I like to do is I like to schedule a reminder date. And currently right now, just based on the time that I can invest in my business, I have come to find that I can follow up with a person just like one of those, hey, how's life going? Follow-ups once every 4 months. That's just the workload I have right now. It used to be every 2 months, and it's been spaced out the more context I have, and now that I'm a little bit more busy with other tasks. So I just go forward and I'll enter in a date. You'll see there's a little alarm clock there. If you go up to these reminders, you'll see right up at the top, there are all of the people who I need to follow up with and the dates. And if I type in priority right here, I'll also be able to prioritize all of the contacts in that list. I love it. So let's go back to my notebook page. So you saw the active contacts. Also another tip, I have one note in there. Oh, and I should tell you how to add a note. You just add a note here, and that's a person. I have one note that's called has a coach. So instead of a person's name here, it says has a coach, and it's just a list of all the people whom I've met who already have a coach. That way I'm not stepping on any coach's toes. Let's go back to notebooks. The next notebook that I have, and you can add a notebook right here by saying new notebook, but it's my to-do list. So my to-do list, I have it tracked by each week. Here is the basic design of it. And I've added in things, I've incorporated much of the bat. That way I don't ever have to open the bat. I open this because I feel like it breaks down my activities far more. I have weekly tasks down here at the bottom and tracking my Success Club points and my number of new coaches. However, everything in this list, for me personally, it's prioritized by most important to least important. That way, as I go through my day, I know that I am starting at the top, hitting as much as I can as I go throughout the day. That way, if I miss something down here, it's not as big of a deal as if I had missed something up here. So it's just my way of prioritizing everything that needs to get done. I love this because it breaks it apart, and I can go check by check by check through each of the things that I need to do. I just check the box when it's done, just like that. And so here I am. This is my current, this was this last business week. So I loaded it up. Something that's really useful for me is I take a screenshot of my daily activities, and I post it in my coaching accountability group. So if you have a Mac, it's that little command sign, Shift and 4. You do that, and then you drag it across the screen. Or if you are a a Microsoft user, I believe it is Screen Clip or something like that, but some way to snap and then pop it over into your group to show them what you've done so you don't have to retype things. If I go more than my goal of 5, I type in the number that I have. So it's a very useful way for me to just break up my tasks very easily for myself. And if you ever want to add a row or delete one, you just right click and you go down and there's a tables option with an arrow and you can add it. I selected too much here, but let's see, there are tables, and then you can insert a row or delete it or anything like that. Okay, very, very useful. Let's see, other things, I like to copy it and then do it another, so let's say it's a new week, so I would want to go copy to-do list again, and then I would copy it and rename it. So there's that folder. Very, very helpful. And again, I can copy all of the links below so that you can get my templates for this, so that you can modify it for yourself. Then there's the product links page. I don't like going to coaching codes all the time to get a product link. So here I have it all broken down. I'm still filling this in right now, but like I've got my link to the Shakeology video, or if I have like T25, I'll have the link to the video, the link to the challenge pack, the link directly to the product. I'll have everything broken down so that I can go right in there and get what I need. The next thing is challenge group invites. This is my favorite folder. First of all, I have my follow-up tracker, and this is key for me. Once I started doing this, things really, really changed. I type in their name, the date I invited them, I copy and paste their why when I get it, and I fill out this whole thing. Now, everything is based on the script that's in these links here, and I will paste the link to that. But it's just an easy way for me to break down everything that I'm doing very easily. And I check into this every single day, and I see if like 48 hours has passed since I last heard from the person, and then I check in and see how things are going. So it's a great way for me to at a glance see what's going on, and then once they're done, I just type in and roll. Very useful. All right, so I also have it sorted by month. So every month or every challenge group, I create a new one. I also have a coaching call one that's just specifically related to coaching, and I fill it in. But again, it's all for each month. However, what if someone says, I'm not interested right now, but I want to follow up later? What I do is I've got another thing that says they said follow up, and I have it listed as the month, and I have like January, Emily said, follow up with me. So that when I'm going to invite people to, my January group, I immediately go to this section and invite those people who said, hey, I'm not ready now, but I will be at this particular time. Another thing that I've started to do lately is I've started to really focus on one letter of the alphabet and inviting people for the particular challenge, like letters A through G. The reason why I started doing this is because I was so worried that I'd be the person who's asking someone every single month, and I didn't want to be annoying. So I certainly will, for example, I've got people letters A through F who I'm directly inviting. That doesn't mean that I'm not inviting people that are the letter T. Let's say someone just recently completed a group and their name starts with the letter T. I'll write them as well. But this is just kind of those blanket invites, inviting a lot of people, those whom I have been having discussions with, not just someone I haven't talked with in 10 years. Okay, so go through and do that. I track that for the November clean eating. I track that for each column is a different event. Okay, all right, let's go to the next one. So the next one are calls and training. This is just my folder where I keep track of all of the notes that I have from my calls. Now, I don't have a tremendous number because I listen to a lot as I drive in my car. I do the podcasts. But when I do something, I type out my notes. If it's a team call, I copy the link to the call as well. I'm listening to this one today, so I don't have my notes just yet. But that way, I can easily share this with my coaches. They've got my notes, and they also can go directly to the link and listen to it. Okay, so it's just a nice place to keep everything all tidy. Team leaps and bounds are the templates that I can give on to my team. That way they have something that they can duplicate and make their own. So I've got the clean eating invites, my weekly to-do list, my challenge group follow-up tracker, as well as my script for inviting people to challenge groups. And just as I've perfected a template, I put it in this folder and share it with my team. Next up are templates that I'm working on. So I'm working on a Getting Started Right script right now. I also have my personal coach flow of how things go once I get a new coach. What are the things that I want to tell them? What kind of support do I want to make sure they get? What are some goals I have and prizes that I want to give each of my coaches? It's so important to be consistent with your prizes. That way if one person's getting an awesome, diamond ring when they reach diamond, the next person who comes along only gets a t-shirt, that's not very fair. So I'm trying to be very consistent in what I am doing for that. So just things like that, or if I hear ideas of invites that are really good, I copy them in here and I test them out and see if it works for my particular group of people. I have a template for people who like me on my Facebook page, what I write them. I also am working right now on things I have a success partner, and I track how we talk with each other and what's working for us. And we are starting to use, kind of the questions here. So that is all in my templates folder. The last folder is my challenge group folder, and this I share with my team. So what we do, this is, for example, right now, our current group that we are working on. This is a 30-day challenge. And actually, technically, I should type in 28-day challenge. That way I can use this again. But what we're doing is we are all adding in our own posts together. So it's kind of a teamwork. And they have this link shared, and they go in, and we're just trying to build this out and add it for our upcoming group. And so what's nice is as I go to post for future groups, I can go in and copy and paste what we have. So I like this folder in that it's a very collaborative document and something that we're all working on. And next month, as we build out a new curriculum, we'll have a new note in here for the next group. So very useful. So going back to here, those are the 8 folders that I have and how I've been using those. Now, I haven't been doing this tremendously long. However, in the period of time that I've been doing it, holy cow. It's just, I'm so much more on top of things. I'm not forgetting tasks. And before I was kind of equating follow-ups because Asana has a follow-up. A follow-up for one person is the same as the follow-up for another, the dates and everything. And this allows me to prioritize my follow-ups because I have them in that table and I'm looking at them. So it's much easier. You can insert tables, which you can't do in Asana. You can also copy and paste images, whereas Asana makes you upload them and the visibility of them is very limited. So quite a bit of things that I really, really like about this. But I want to hear from you. If you have any tips or suggestions on using Evernote, I would love to hear them and share them with all of us. All right, take care, everyone.